Again, everybody, I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down this week's 40 most played country songs in the nation as they're compiled by MediaBase 24/7 for the week ending November 23rd, 2024. Got one debut and one re-entry this week. But before we get to this week's biggest hits, let's take a look back at last week's top three. Number 3 was Pour Me a Drink by Post Malone and Blake Shelton. Number 2 last week was I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. And the number 1 song was Lies, Lies, Lies by Morgan Wallen. Now, can Morgan tell the truth when we get to the top of this week's countdown? Let's find out 39 hits from now. First, we get started with a chart newcomer from Canada making his first appearance on our countdown. It's Josh Rouse. He spends his second week at number 40 with Single Again. And here's this week's only debut, coming in at number 39. It's a brand new one by Old Dominion. Their last time on the chart, they reached number 18 back in May with Can't Break Up Now. Their 17th top 40 hit is called Coming Home. And here's a re-entry of the song that dropped out of the countdown last week. This week it's back in at number 38. Scotty McCreery with Fall of Summer. And with that one debut and one re-entry, two songs fall off the chart this week. And that's Austin and I Try to Ring On. On to the countdown, up 2 spots to number 37. Here's Kelsey Ballerini and Noah Kahan with Cowboys Cry Too. Slipping back one to number 36 is Eric Church with Darkest Hour. Up 2 spots to number 35, Jason Aldean with Whiskey Drink. Dropping back 3 spots from 31 to number 34, Miranda Lambert with Wranglers. In his 11th week in the countdown, he's up 1 to 33, Kenny Chesney with Just to Say We Did. Holding position at number 32 this week, Low Cash with Hometown Home. Up 2 spots to number 31, Kelsey Hart with Life With You. In his 23rd week in the countdown, he holds at number 30 this week. Chris Janson with What You See Is What You Get. Making a big 7-notch jump to number 29, Bailey Zimmerman and Holy Smokes. And here's the fastest climbing hit this week, up 10 spots from 38 to number 28. It's Cody Johnson and Carrie Underwood with I'm Gonna Love You. Easing up 1 to number 27, Cole Swindell with Forever to Me. Holding at number 26 for the week, Dylan Scott, and This Town's Been Too Good to Us. Up 2 spots to number 25, John Morgan and Jason Aldean, and Friends Like That. At number 24 again this week, here's Dierks Bentley and American Girl. At number 23 again this week, 30th week on the chart, here's Matt Stale with Break It in Boots. Moving up 3 spots to number 22, it's Jordan Davis with I Ain't Sayin'. And for a second week at number 21, it's Post Malone and Luke Combs with Guy for That. Just her 9th week in the countdown, she's up 2 spots to number 20, Lainey Wilson with 4x4 by You. Slipping a notch to number 19, here's Chris Stapleton with Think I'm in Love with You. Moving up 1 to number 18, here's Morgan Wallen and Love Somebody. At number 17 again this week, here's Riley Green and Damn Good Day to Leave. At number 16 again this week, it's Zach Top and Sounds Like the Radio. For the 4th week in a row at number 15, here's Keith Urban with Messed Up As Me. Slipping a notch to number 14, it's Tucker Wetmore with Wind Up Missing You. 13th most played country hit this week, slipping a spot, Dan and Shay with Bigger Houses. Leaping 2 spots to number 12, it's Dylan Marlowe and Dylan Scott with Boys Back Home. And for a second week at number 11, it's Cole Wetzel with Jesse Murph and High Road. Alright, with the first of the 10 biggest hits, here's Shabuzi holding at number 10 with his former number 1 hit, a bar song, Tipsy. Here's a former number 1 falling 5 spots from number 4 to number 9. It's Kane Brown and Marshmello called Miles on It. Moving up 1 to number 8, here's George Burge with Cowboy Songs. For the 4th week in a row at number 7, it's Ella Langley and Riley Green called You Look Like You Love Me. The song has been on the chart the longest at 46 weeks. It slips a spot from number 5 to number 6, Parmalee with Gonna Love You. Trading places with Parmalee, moving up 1 to number 5, it's Thomas Rhett with Beautiful As You. Easing down a notch to number 4 with our former number 1, it's Post Malone and Blake Shelton called Pour Me a Drink. Slipping a notch to number 3 with his recent number 1, it's Jelly Roll and I Am Not Okay. At number 2, it's last week's number 1 song, Lies, Lies, Lies by Morgan Wallen. And the new number 1 song in country music this week took 39 weeks to get here, and it's moves up 7 spots from number 8 to number 1, giving him his 39th number 1 country hit. It's Tim McGraw with One Bad Habit. And that is our countdown of this week's 40 most played country hits. Join me again next week. We'll count them down once again and find out who's got the number 1 country hit in the USA.